Áudio foda, né?
Yo, what's good? What's happening?
What's good, folks? Welcome back over to the podcast. Two bearded guys, not one, not three, two. Two, man.
But
You
the
got like a
jury's
whole
beard.
fro going on right here, man. You just out
Hey
there, my
man, look,
man.
I can plait mine.
Dude, every so often I'll let mine get to that point of no point of return, we'll say.
Right.
And I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I think you might feel a little different than me. When my beard gets really long, I don't know. I just get this urge to just want to trim it. I don't know. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I mean, not cut it off, but just trim it. So
Yeah. Mel, what's good, sis? Welcome in. Happy Wednesday to you as well. How is everything?
yes, welcome on in. So good to see you. We got Crafty in the chat. Mel in the house. So good to see you, sis. Hopefully all is well on your end. Happy Wednesday to everybody here in the chat today. So here we are. We're back again with yet another episode. I think we say this every single week. This is the most consistent we've ever been. Um, I'm not gonna say it no more. I'm not gonna say it no more. You know, I don't want people thinking, well, what you mean? It's the most consistent you've been. Y'all be falling off often. I'm like, we took a real big hiatus, man, last year. So
Like a super
that's just
big hiatus. An
yes.
unplanned hiatus, if you will.
Yeah, it just you know how like you just when you stop planning to do stuff, it doesn't happen anymore.
Right?
You know, whether you really want to do it or not, it just doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, 9 months went by.
Right. Exactly. Mel said, doing good, had dinner, not ready for bed. Ooh, you got that itis? I know how that itis feel, Mel. Know how it
Ooh,
feels.
ooh,
But the
heaven
but the
forbid.
but the big question is, what did you have for dinner? And number two, did you bring enough for the class?
I eat a lot, so I hope so. I
You
got
know,
a big
cause
appetite.
cause hungry men eat hungry man.
You got darn right, man. We got beers. When we got beers like this, you know we got to eat, man. So she says, doing great. How are y'all? I'm doing pretty good. I am good. I'm
Muy
blessed.
excelente.
God is good as always, all the time, every time. Today was I got to sleep in. I got to sleep in
Nice.
today, dude.
Sweet
And I get to sleep
victory.
in tomorrow. Tomorrow too. You know, I get to sleep in 2 days in a row. So I'm very, very happy about that.
Yeah.
So I'm doing good.
There you go. Ain't
Yeah,
nothing like a good sleep in.
that's right.
Today was
Uh,
long. Ooh, steak, broccoli, and cheese. Oh, and potato salad.
mm,
Oh, my heart. The diabetes is catching in.
my man said my heart.
My heart. The starches.
um, dude, can't remember. I can't remember the last time I had cheese on broccoli. I think I was like a kid. That was the last time I had cheese on broccoli.
Mm,
Real talk.
man,
I need to
dude.
need to revisit that again.
Oh, so delicious. Muy delicioso is what I'd
Yeah,
say. What's good,
absolutely.
brother? I caught that
Yeah.
hungry man quote.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the stories. The stories.
Oh, so how's your week been this so far, my man?
Week has been great. Week has been absolutely great. Um, You know, last last Friday, um, I was in a golf tournament with some people at work, and that actually went pretty well. Actually, I impressed myself after 2 years of not playing. That's all
Nice.
I would say.
He
Uh,
still got it, folks.
I,
He
I,
still got
I still got it apparently. So we did that on Friday, and then this week it's been smooth. Just a bunch of meetings, and had to do some building in the system. That's pretty much it. So, but overall,
it.
it's been a very very fun week at work,
Yeah, that's what's up.
and then of course we got the charity stream going on still. We actually hit our goal last night
Nice.
because somebody wanted to see me eat a bug. So there we go.
Not that again. Not the bugs. Ugh.
Yep.
I know what the question is. What do they taste like? That's what I want to know.
I mean, it tastes kind of like jerky, cause well, not necessarily jerky. Like it's not like you gotta bite and pull, but like it's very salty because they're
Mm-hmm.
cooked, dehydrated, and well, they're dehydrated, cooked, and then they're salted.
Okay. Just so you know, the link was bad in the tweet. Oh, we put a
Oh,
bad link out
did you
out in the tweet.
did you
I
just
don't
do
know.
Twitch.tv?
I have no idea.
Yeah, if you
Why's it
do,
gotta be?
yeah,
Why
you
it gotta
gotta
be so
put
complicated?
you gotta put the whole. If you did it on Twitter, you gotta put the whole thing.
Okay. Well, Carlos, he corrected it. So I'm gonna just retweet. I'm gonna be lazy and just retweet his.
Oh, I see what you did. No, you didn't put the two.
Uh, uh,
Man, like we
you know
appreciate
something,
that alert,
man.
sis.
Thanks so much. We appreciate you. I look. These platforms are crazy. You got to put HTTP with this platform and then
Mm-hmm.
Twitch.tv with another platform. It's just. Uh,
Yep.
we
That's
need
it.
we need to we need to I guess get with the times, bro.
Before,
Appreciate you, Carlos, for always looking out, man. Thank you
see,
so much.
he he
Always.
he fighting for A1 mod over here.
I know, right? But that's what's up, man. My week has been pretty good too. Like I haven't had any hiccups or anything like that. However, I will tell you this. After last week's podcast, I did not have a good night sleep.
Really?
No, I didn't. So during that podcast, I don't know, like, you ever just felt like you was about to come down with something?
Mm-hmm.
And I was feeling like that all Thursday, sniffing and a little tickle in my throat. I'm like, oh Lord, have mercy, here we go. So I couldn't really sleep that well on Thursday night, and I was just feeling like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a little dehydrated. And long story short, shoot, I didn't get any sleep at all. I think I closed my eyes at about 3 a.m. And I told my clients in the morning, I said, I'm not coming. Sorry, because I didn't get any sleep. I am not one that fights my rest. Like if I need to go to sleep, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
That's just me. That's one of the luxuries to what I do. I can do that. Um, so I just slept in for a good part of the morning. Took the boys to school, came right back. Took a nap. Then I worked for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Then went back home and slept again. Just trying to catch up.
Yeah.
You feel me? So the end of my week last week was rough, so to speak, and I think it had a lot to do with I was just stressed out. Not like stress, but just stressed out from just being so busy.
Mm-hmm.
Just feeling a little burnt out. So Crafty was like, you should take like the weekend off. So I did. I took the weekend off.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday I went bowling. We went bowling with some really good
Nice.
friends of ours. I think you saw the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun, man. It was so fun. And we ain't bowlers now, but we like to try.
Yeah.
So we got out there and just had an amazing time with them. And then we met up at their shop, that cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And we sat there and we talked for about 2 hours, like about life,
Yeah.
faith, business. It was just really, really good. It was a great start, I'll say, for me to start off this week, which, I feel like I'm having a really good week.
Mm.
And I'm definitely looking forward to next week because next week is my birthday on
Whoop
Tuesday.
whoop.
Tuesday.
Turn
I
up.
know. Yeah, so I'm only working one day next week, and I'm already trying to convince myself to go back on that, but I'm like, no, take off
Yeah. Yeah.
because you got Thanksgiving, the kids are out of school,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just my opportunity to just rest and recalibrate and recharge and be ready to finish out the rest of this year.
Right.
So I'm really looking forward to next week. So next week is going to consist of, you know, my birthday, Thanksgiving, catching up on video games, catching up on reading,
Mm-hmm.
and just some other little things that I need to do
Yeah.
that I just feel like I don't have time to do. Just I need to fix some stuff, fix this, fix that, things I've been
Mm.
putting off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm ready, man. Next week can't come quick enough.
Crafty. He sounds just like my dad. Just like him. Don't know when to sit down.
You don't listen. You need to rest. Why is it every time you type more than 2 letters, it's always to troll me? If she ain't dropping the emu, if she gonna write a couple of words, it's always an attack on me. You could have told me that. I hear that all the time. Why do you have to put it in front of everybody? Everybody know I don't know when to sit down. We don't need you to hear you say it.
She just wanted to make sure that you knew that we knew that you know that we knew. Okay.
So what do I need more accountability? Is that what this is?
That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. If she can't get through to you, then obviously she'll let one of us know, and then we can hit you up and be like, "Hey, bro, sit your John Brown hind part down."
You're right. Yeah, Carlos. Yeah, we're gonna turn up, man. I'm actually stream that day because I'm not
Yeah.
doing anything. She got plans for me. I don't
Okay.
know what, but we yeah, I may just do that. Let's see.
Turn up on a Tuesday.
We'll see. She said that's right. Oh Lord, stop.
Out
Out of here. Bye. Bye. Don't go to sleep with a sword in your hand. Dude, so around here, like really crafting, I can't even take credit for this. I came home and I saw like mops and brooms and all different type of stuff, and she took it upon herself to like, I know, right? It sounded like she cleaning up a crime scene, but whatever. But she took it upon herself to do like some really deep, much needed like cleaning. And I mean, we clean. Don't get me wrong, but there's that clean that
Right.
get up under that stuff right there. Not just vacuum and throw stuff away. So she has been on a mission for like the last 48 hours, not straight before, the past 2 days, just cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. And bro, it is amazing how a very clean home can put you in a good mood.
Yeah.
Like I love cleanliness. Like I love good smelling things. Like we buy wallflowers from Bath and Body Works.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they go on sale, we get those and I put them all over the rooms, bathroom. I love the smell of like just air wicks and stuff. Like when I walk in and it just hits you, bam.
Yeah.
Puts me in a good mood, man. Puts me in a good mood. So, and it's just I think that there's just something to be said about just cleanliness and how we feel.
Yeah.
I've seen people who you ever watch Hoarders?
I've seen it a couple times, and yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Man,
horrible.
dude, like we used to watch that stuff all the time because we just wanted to see like how in the world were you guys gonna fix this? Because
Mm-hmm.
it is so bad with some of those episodes. It's so bad that it makes you wonder: is this staged? Because this can't nobody be living like this for
Right.
real,
Right. But
you know?
sadly, it is.
Yeah, and I learned that because I've seen like real people, who houses look like that,
Mm-hmm.
and their cars. Like I've seen people with like all different, like the whole dashboard full of crap. And I ain't trying to look in people's cars, but it's like right there in the
Right.
parking lot.
Yeah.
The back seat nasty, and it's like, man, like this looks like depression or mental illness or something,
Mm-hmm.
But a clean home equals just a clear mind.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. So,
Yep. Yep. Uh, Before we hop into the meat and potatoes of this episode,
hmm
Carlos said his eldest turns 9 tomorrow, so
oh,
we definitely
oh,
want to wish the eldest a happy birthday.
yeah, happy birthday.
You know,
And to many, many more to come.
to many,
Absolutely.
many more. Yes, yes, yes. Um,
Many
well,
more.
I wasn't able to do this before because I forgot to make sure that my voice mod was working, and it might not even work. But what's happening, everybody? What's happening? Uh, so, um, tonight's episode 26, is titled "Does Time Heal All Wounds?" I know we have heard that quote many, many times. Um, we felt like this was a good topic, especially with the holidays coming up. I know there's a lot of things that happen. Um, you know, People may have lost loved ones, and holidays are coming up, and you're not gonna be able to see those loved ones anymore. And you may be going through a healing process, and we just want to kind of discuss like what does the healing process look to y'all? How does it feel? How long do you think it would take to heal from something traumatic? But before we get into it, guys, if y'all are not following us on our socials, please make sure to go drop us a follow. We try to post daily content as best as we can. If you guys hear something thought provoking, something profound during this stream, we definitely and highly encourage y'all to clip what you heard, because we do use those clips for our content. Um, if you are not able to make it to the stream, don't worry, because we do have a YouTube channel where we do post our VODs, and they will be
Right.
uploaded. If it's up to me, it's gonna be done tonight. We're gonna make sure. We're gonna make sure.
Oh, was that what was that, man? If it's up to you.
No,
If it's up to me, it'll be up next week.
but to
Shoot.
to to our defense, I dropped the ball on it. I did drop the ball, so that's on me too.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, I hosted it last week, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I told you, like, right after
You
that,
passed
how I
that one.
was feeling.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
shut everything down.
Yep.
Usually I'll cool down, but I turned everything off and just went to bed.
Nah, I don't
That
blame
was
you.
it.
I don't
That's
blame you at
all I
all.
did, and it was just one of those nights, man.
Mm-hmm. It was like, yeah, I'll do this tomorrow.
Yeah, and then it just slips your mind, and
Yep.
so I'm gonna start putting everything. Not, and I kind of started it, but I mean like everything, scheduling everything that I do,
Mm-hmm.
and that means like scheduling. Oh, edit a video here, make a short there on this day, on that day. I feel like I need to do that in order to do it because I can absolutely do anything.
Right, right.
We all can do anything, but
Mm-hmm.
if you're not intentional about it, it's not gonna happen, and it's
That
gonna
part.
feel impossible.
That part. Because you'll keep putting it off and putting it off, and then when that time comes, you'll be like, oh, crap. You know?
Yes. So, um, enough small talk. So we have to do that, of course, because we only get to see y'all once a week, we only really do this once a week. So it's only right that we, you know, check on each other, see how we doing and all that good stuff. Even though we do talk throughout the week, but we don't see each other face to face like this, except
Mm-hmm.
for on Wednesdays. Um, Healing. A brother of ours right now is going through some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we could talk about it openly. I'm pretty sure he doesn't mind because he's pretty very open about what he went through. I'm talking about the Bear Project. He shared a post today
Yeah.
of his father, and he lost his dad. We talked about this on my very very first podcast, so
Mm-hmm.
that's why I feel okay to bring it up. But he lost his father at the age of 15, I believe. He
Yeah.
was really young, a teenager. That and his dad was, I can't remember exactly how old he was. I think he was somewhere close to how old he is now. I think he was in his 30s, maybe
Mm-hmm.
mid 30s, possibly early to mid 30s, something like that. And he was taken from him in a very, uh, really, really heinous way. And out of respect, I kind of just want to keep it like that. But I was reading his tweet, and he was like, I'm still not okay. I'm still not okay. How you were taken from me, and I wish you were here. He talks about
Mm-hmm.
this a lot, which I get it. I do. Like every man still needs his father. And I feel like for him, he didn't really even get an opportunity to even learn how to even, the basics, I'd say, of just becoming a young man
Right.
because he was still a teenager, just enjoying childhood, teenage life and stuff. Didn't make it to see him when he was 20, didn't make it to see him when he was 30
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, which are really critical years for the development of a man or a
Mm-hmm.
woman as well.
Yeah.
And I know that, like I said, he brings this up a lot, and because he's still hurting, and I feel like his healing process is still prolonging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that something like that you just don't get over like that.
Right.
You just
Right.
don't. Everybody's process is different. Everybody's coping
Mm-hmm.
mechanism is different as well. So if you saw the promo that we put out yesterday, it was the female talking about how people heal and how some people choose to heal through other methods other than people, utilizing people, the perspective of people or the energy of people,
Mm-hmm.
and turning to other things to heal. So that's what we want to talk about today. We got the title here. This time heals all wounds, and that's a question I want to propose to everybody here in the chat, and I'll just give my answer. I do not believe time heals all wounds.
Mm-hmm.
If a wound is never addressed, earlier on in its infection, I'll say, then it can turn into something a lot worse than it initially was about to be
Yeah.
upon being hurt.
Right.
So if you just sit and you like, I mean, God forbid, you get shot in the arm. Not, I mean, if you get shot in the arm the right way, it can be fatal. But most of the time, you get shot in the arm, it's not like getting shot in your head or shot in your chest or anything of that nature. But if you just sit and you just wait for it to okay, maybe it'll close up, maybe it'll stop bleeding, and it's not going to stop bleeding. You have to treat that wound because if you don't, you're gonna bleed out.
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
Yes.
Um, there was a movie that we watched, me and Crafty, about a month and a half ago called um, "The Way to Heaven,"
Mm-hmm.
and it was a Korean drama, really really good movie. this guy was working in a factory, and he had an accident in the factory, and he walked home. He didn't go to the hospital or anything like that. So he went to bed. He set his alarm clock to get up to work the next day. He was, and if y'all don't know, in Asian culture, Korean culture, they are like very low tolerant when it comes to like excuses. And one of the worst things you could be called in that culture is lazy.
Yep.
So he
Yep.
set the alarm to get up the next day. He sends a text message to his boss, and he says, "I think, do you mind if I take a sick day or something of that nature?" And then he just kind of like laid in his bed after this accident, and then he ended up dying like the next day because
Wow.
his wound was not treated, and he
Mm.
went into septic shock because he didn't
Wow.
treat his wound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
he, in his mind, he's like, "Oh, I'll just sleep it out. I'll just wait,
Right.
and maybe the time will it'll correct itself." Well, no, you have to be treated. All
You
wounds
have
need to be
to.
treated.
Yes, you have to.
And in this case, we're not talking. Those were like examples of physical wounds, but we're talking about the heart,
Mm-hmm.
the mind and the heart.
Mind, the heart. Yep.
We're talking about that right now. Like, does time heals wounds? Like, what's your take?
I mean, honestly, I do agree with you because some people is easier to heal. They're like, all right, this happened. I'm gonna give it a couple days. I'm gonna give it a week. And we just gonna move on. Let's not dwell on it. But then again, it does take other people a little bit longer because, you know, they have their own process. Everybody has their own healing process. Some people can just forget it the next day and try to forget it for the rest of their lives. Some people, it kind of hits them and they dwell on it, and they try to, like you said, and like the video said, we try to find different ways to cope with it. Um, and, some, unfortunately, a lot of people, they go to alcohol. That's the way they cope with it. They go to drugs. That's the way they cope with it. Um, you know, Unfortunately, that's not the way we want everybody to do it, but to each their own.
Why do you
Um,
think people do? Why do you think people do that? Like, what do you think drives people to like, the needle or the bottle?
I'm go- I'm gonna say influence. I think some people become very influenced by what they see with others. Um, a lot of people now. Some people I will say, when it comes to drinking, I'll take drinking for example. Some people start off early drinking, and then they see how it makes them feel, and then when they have that traumatic experience, they can't put the bottle down. They have to drink something. They have to have a bottle in their hand. They gotta have a beer can, whiskey, whatever the case may be. And when they don't have that drink for like a day or a couple of hours, it's almost like
Yeah,
a crack fiend. You don't
mm,
shoot up.
yeah,
Doing that.
tweaking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So just like Carlos, perfect example right there, Carlos. Anything to numb the pain.
yeah.
That's
That's
why
that's what I
people.
was.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of that Linkin Park song.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So when that's exactly what I was thinking before he even said that,
Mm-hmm.
like numbing the pain. I don't know. It just makes me think a little bit like for someone to turn to alcohol or to turn to drugs or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
That's not dealing with it. Numbing your pain is not.
Dealing with
It's
it is
still there.
it's just taking it away for the moment until you
Yeah.
come off that high.
Yeah. And I feel like everybody that does that, They got to have some sort of revelation to the where they come to this point, this realization of I got to deal with this because the way that my personal coping method, number one, is bad for my for my health.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, is expensive. You know, um, I'm gonna bring a subject up. It's pretty explicit, so I'll be fast. But I feel like it's appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
So don't ask me why, but I just found a fascination as to researching former adult film actors and actresses.
Okay.
Now, there's some podcasts I've seen of them talking like open. These are people who are like not doing it no more,
Mm-hmm.
and they're out of it, and that's just that. And they were like talking about like how damaging that it is to their mental health
Mm-hmm.
and the place that they have to put themselves in to be able to do some of those really really just unmentionable things.
Yeah.
And there was a guy I remember, he clearly said, I have to do the film in order to afford the drugs, in order for me to do the film, in order for me to do the drugs. He's like, I
Oh
can't
wow.
do the film without doing the drugs. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? I
Yeah.
can't do the drugs. I can't afford the drugs without doing the
The
film.
film.
And
Mm-hmm.
it was just this vicious cycle over and over and over.
Mm.
And I also learned that there were like so many of the females that fell into those death traps too, and they ended
Mm-hmm.
up like unaliving themselves
Yeah.
because of the trauma was just so damaging that they couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, they were literally like broken. And again, it comes back to people turn to drugs because I guess with something like that, they're kind of ashamed and embarrassed to talk to somebody and open up about the things that they've done.
Yeah.
Which I you have to be crazy to think that that doesn't screw you up in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
You are not an okay person if you can do things like that, and you can't live a normal life either if you can be okay with doing things like that.
Yeah.
But I know for me, I have never turned to like alcohol to cope with my problems. Like never. Like even my drinking, I was first of all, I'm not even a big drinker. I've never been a big drinker
Mm-hmm.
ever. I've had drinks here and there, when I was younger, and then maybe on occasion with the wife or something like that. We didn't. I haven't even had any alcohol this year. The last time I had it was about a year ago, and that was on our last wedding anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't care for it. It doesn't do anything for us,
Right. Right.
and nor do drugs either.
Yeah.
The only thing I've ever done was I smoked some weed a handful of times, and that was it. So I never really like dealt with those things. Used those things to deal with the things I needed to heal from.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people, often do. And
Yeah.
no judgment. If that's what you do, and um, hopefully you find your way out of that spiral because it can be deadly after a while. But again, if you go back and listen to that promo, the last part about it before I stitched in was when the woman was saying, about using other people
Mm-hmm.
to heal, using other
That
people to heal.
that part.
Go,
You
yeah,
know.
go ahead.
Oh no, I was agreeing with you,
Oh,
but
okay.
I mean, it's true though. You know, like I'll take our group for instance. Me,
Carlos.
you, Flash and Bear. You
Yeah,
know, when we're going through stuff, we come to each other. We'll send a message to the group, and you know, when y'all are when we're able to do our feedback, we give our feedback. We might reach out on the side, or might phone call or something like that. But I feel like
Yeah.
having people in your corner really helps. It can help you cope a little bit. I'm not gonna say it'll help you cope a lot, but it
Yeah.
at least lets you know, hey, there's somebody in my corner that I can confide in. If I'm dealing with something, I can talk to this person, and they can quote unquote calm me down a little bit. Um, so I think it's really important to have a circle that you can really confide in when it comes to healing a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely very important to have a circle. Like, the Bible tells us that two are better than one. And that it, when we go back to Genesis, it's not good for man to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know that led up to Eve being made and stuff like that, but I think that phrase right there can be used in all aspects of life. It's not good
Yeah.
for people to be alone, because when you're alone and you're going through something, you're not being rational. Your mind is kind of on one lane,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really hard for you to think outside of the situation that you're going through.
Yeah.
If you've gone through um some pain, I don't know, like a breakup, or you're going through somebody lied to you or cheated on you, I don't know, it could be anything, any type of pain.
Mm-hmm.
You're always going to focus on that. Again, take it to physical pain. Like if I get cut, I ain't thinking about nothing but that cut.
Right.
I'm just holding my arm. I don't care about how much money I got. I don't care about what day it is.
I'm
I don't
going.
care about none of that. I'm hurting right now. This is
Yeah.
all I can focus on. And the same goes for those internal wounds that we get, that are deep enough. All we do is focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, you need somebody else to like detour you, like take you by the shoulders and like, hey, come over this way. There's this, and come over here. There's that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you thought about this, or have you thought about that? Because again, when you're wounded, you're not rational.
Yeah.
You're rabid.
You're
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 just
looking you're dealing more emotionally
yes,
than logically. Yeah.
yes, yeah, and we know that um doing things emotionally always leads to issues and problems
Right.
and mistakes and
Yep.
and things of that nature,
Yeah.
and you don't want that. um One thing I've learned is don't make decisions when you're mad
Mm-hmm.
or when you're upset. Just chill
Agreed.
out. Talk to somebody. This is what we say, you got to confide in somebody. Talk to somebody
Mm-hmm.
before you do something stupid.
Yes. 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 And Ashley, my friend, appreciate the follow. Welcome in. How are you doing?
Thank you so much for the follow.
Yeah,
Welcome, welcome,
she's
welcome.
she has become one of my best friends. We used to work together in the car business,
Okay,
so
that's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Yeah, we love when people come through.
oh yeah,
What I love
always.
about this podcast is that there's a lot of people that we know personally. It's a cross between people we've met
Mm-hmm.
in the world of Twitch, and then it's a combination of friends, family, spouses,
Yeah,
siblings, cousins, and stuff like that.
yeah.
That's what's up. So, I feel like it's only right that it's one thing to sit up here and to just, give our take and thoughts on how people should heal and stuff like that. But why don't we, get a little personal and
Oh yeah,
share
yeah, yeah.
a testimony of how we were able to heal and and move forward? Because chat, and then feel free to type in the chat your experiences, how you were hurt, and what you did to heal. How was your coping mechanism? Let me know. Let us know.
Yeah, for
and we would
sure.
love to hear from you. So I'll let you go ahead and start.
Yeah. Okay. Before I do, I was gonna catch up on some comments real quick.
Okay.
Um, M says some wounds can't heal up over time if it is never stitched up. That is a big fact. Definitely a
Yes.
big fact. You know, you gotta stitch it up as soon as possible, because if you don't, it's gonna keep festering, and like you said, it's gonna become infected, and
Yes.
it's not gonna it's gonna make things even worse. Carlos says if the individual doesn't know how to manage the loss and doesn't get help, it can turn into a downward spiral. Um, M says alcohol can cause a big physical addiction and withdrawal that can unalive you. Yep, and that's what we were talking about. You know, the things the harmful things that we turn to cope can definitely harm us in the long run. It might not hurt
Yes.
us right then and there, but it will definitely catch up. Definitely catch up.
At some point, yes.
Yes. Hey, I will always support you, my friend. Yo, Ashley, we appreciate you for real. Definitely. But like Initial said, if y'all got any experiences that y'all would like to share, please put them in the chat, or you can whisper it to us. If
Yeah.
if you don't want to put your business out there, just whisper it to us. Um,
Yeah. We don't.
yes.
We definitely appreciate privacy. So.
Yeah, definitely privacy. You might also read what I put a bit earlier if you want, or I can paste them if you need me to. Oh, yeah. So he says, Grandpa S passed away 3 years ago. It hurts in a different way. It hurts less because I rest in the faith. We shall see each other at the end. I moved forward knowing I carry with me his legacy and teachings. Then I spent a year visiting Grandpa C, and there are songs I won't be able to hear without crying or choking up, because that's what I did for a year, going every Sunday and spent hours listening to old and new music. So I think that is, I guess, Carlos. Carlos, I would take that as that's your healing, your story. And death is always scary. You know,
Man,
it's
don't get
all
me started.
yeah, it's always scary. But I'm also gonna, well, I'll say that for a minute. I'll say that one. But I'm gonna tell my experience with healing, and then we'll go from there. Um, Allie, welcome in. How are you? First time chatter. Um,
Welcome. Welcome.
I met her through Bear Project.
No,
So
nice. Okay.
so
Yeah, look,
um,
look at y'all coming through. We appreciate
yeah,
y'all.
we
Thank y'all so
definitely
much for
appreciate
coming through.
y'all. So I guess with me, I can't say I really had a lot of healing slash trauma. Um, you know, but I will say, I think with my experiences, it came more with breakups and relationships. Now, I was actually thinking about this
Mm-hmm.
when we were talking earlier. There was a couple of instances. I had some close friends um, lose their lives. One was through suicide, and the other one just a bad accident. Um, I grew up knowing these people. Well, I actually the one of them I met in college. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one I kind of knew this person through mutual friends, and we would always play basketball together and everything. So for me, when it came to healing, um, to me it came more from my faith. You know, um, I always went to church on Sundays and Wednesdays. Me and my parents would have Bible studies on Monday nights, and you know, I ended up becoming the youth minister at our church. So just staying in the Word really helped me deal with some of the things that I went through. Um, You know, some of the breakups were like, I kind of saw it coming, but it still kind of hurt, because you feel like this person that you're with, you feel like you might be with this person for the rest of your life,
Right.
you know, and so it was one of those things where I just stayed in the word. I prayed about it. Asked God to help me heal. Um, you know, and I feel like that was what really, really helped. Um, because I don't know about y'all in the chat, but when it comes to like relationships, I really, and this is probably gonna be a whole nother topic somewhere down the line, but I cannot see how people get into a relationship, they break up, and then not even a week or 2 weeks later they're back in another relationship. I couldn't do it. Every relationship that I've been in and we ended on terms, it took me a year to 2 years before I got back into something else, because I was like, because it makes you think. It's like, is it me? Do I just need to work on me? You know.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's where my healing came from. Staying in the word and working on myself.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. And I definitely can attest to like staying in the word. I mean, we're spiritual beings. The word is definitely our spiritual food, our spiritual source.
Mm-hmm.
For becoming nourished and strengthened in our time of need, of course. I know how that feels right there, dealing with the breakups
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. And as you said, and as you say about um, thinking this is gonna be the one, this is gonna be the person, and I think most of us here probably have felt that type of pain right there.
Yeah.
I don't want to like make light of it because I know there's some people who have been through like devastating breakups, like
Mm-hmm.
really bad breakups
Yeah.
on some of the worst conditions, and then there's others where I just don't want to be with you anymore, and then
Mm-hmm.
that's it. That's just that. So I mean, I guess to each their
Mm-hmm.
own. Everyone's situation. I ain't never been through a devastating, separation, but
Yeah.
I've had my heart broken before, teenage years and stuff like that, and shoot, I remember the first time it was like super painful.
Yeah.
And I had friends though around that time. I had friends that were like, trying to
Yeah.
cheer me up and make me feel better and get me out and stuff. They were like,
Yeah.
but they were like, how you just said like you don't see how people can just jump straight into relationships. Like my friends was trying so hard. Hey man, I found somebody. Like, hey, talk to her. Hey, get her number. She looking at you, man. Like,
Right.
I said, man, leave me alone, man. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone, man.
And I honestly, I think another way people cope when it comes to breakup, like, you probably never heard this song, but it's from an artist called Rod Wave, and he's got a song called "Heart on Ice." Like, they
Mm.
just turn absolute cold. Like, they don't want to deal with nobody, and then if they do deal with somebody, it's just like their heart's so cold right now. They got walls up, and that's their way of coping. I don't want. I don't want. I'm gonna keep my heart on ice, but I'm gonna keep my walls up. So I just want to. I won't be
Sound
hurt
like
again.
sound like Omarion.
Got that
Icebox.
ice box where my heart used to be.
Oh, I'm so cold. I'm so cold. I'm so cold. Fussing and fighting, we back
Back
in
at
it
it
again.
again. It's my fault. You don't understand.
Dude, so many people listen to that song during the breakup. You just sitting there like,
He
oh my gosh, what?
said, "I really want."
Why do we do that though?
I
Why do we
don't
listen
know,
to songs?
bruh.
One song that used to always just make me feel terrible was Jagged Edge, Walked Out of Heaven. Oh my god.
He said, "I'm
Feel
rolling."
like I'm on a lonely highway.
asking God to forgive me.
Please forgive me. Oh my.
Hey yo,
Don't listen to this. Please don't listen to these songs. If you're trying to
boy,
heal, that ain't the way to do it.
I'm gonna give you the ultimate song. The ultimate song. Now, white folks, y'all might not have heard this song, but some of y'all might have. I know M probably has, because I'm sure I done played it. Old Lenny from back in the day.
Oh
Girl, you know I
my.
love you.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Wow.
man, boy.
You can't forget about Keith Sweat.
Whew. Got
Man,
me
I
twisted.
gotta blame my parents for that, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
listening to Keith Sweat, they pissed
Bruh.
off at each other. Man, come
Have
on, man.
us
Just
have us in the car.
you don't even know why you
Boy,
crying, man. You don't even know why you crying.
bruh. We be
Dude,
killing it.
that's not gonna help y'all heal. And we just want to say that right now. You know, those are some iconic songs, but don't do it. Don't
Don't do it.
listen
It's a
to it,
trap.
man.
It is a trap.
Don't do it, man.
But
Okay, all
serious.
right. Let's get back to get back to the subject here. Ashley says, I like when you're trying to heal and those songs keep coming
Oh
out.
my
Yeah, it's like
gosh.
ripping the band-aid off the wound. That's what it is. It's ripping the band-aid off the
Exactly.
wound and it's pouring alcohol on the wound. Like, yeah, just turn the radio off. Throw the CDs away. Delete it from your Spotify. All that.
Now I will say, M, that is a great point. It does some music does help you get your feelings out.
Yeah.
So I will agree to that.
Music can be a good coping mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
Singing songs that make you feel good, that make you feel empowered. There's
Or
different
ratchet, whichever one,
ways. Yeah, there's different ways. Carlos said alcohol, salt, and vinegar. Oh
Like the seasoning. Ooh wee.
man, dude.
Boy, that's like eating a Carolina Reaper.
Oh my gosh. Um. So me, I'm not gonna sit up. I already told you this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
In the voice note yesterday. I've been through so many things in my life that I could alone sit up here and talk for 3 hours about everything I've been through. But I was just kind of trying to think about it, condense it, because we are on a time constraint as far as like what event have I been through that was probably the most traumatic for me. And I gotta say, most of the most traumatic events that happened to me were, from the loss of a loved one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the loss of my great grandmother, that was the one that hit me the hardest. Now, I had lost a handful of relatives,
Mm-hmm.
now close to all of them. But when I lost her, I used to think that, so before she passed, when I was younger, I didn't think I would be able to handle it. I thought I would lose my mind. I thought I just wouldn't be able to live if she was gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's how strongly I felt about my grandma. She was everything to me. She supported me. She raised me. Her alongside my great grandfather, they both raised me. He passed back in 2004, so that was like 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now that was tough, but I don't know, for some reason it wasn't a fraction as hard as when I lost her.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Um, I think possibly because she showed me what it was like to experience unconditional love. Under no circumstances, she always loved me. She always supported me in every way I possibly needed. If I needed help, she was always there, and
Yeah.
she had made that known. And she would often tell me, she's like, "It's just me and you. It's just us," and she would say that. And She passed away back in 2020. Uh, she she fell ill the summer of 2020. She ended up having Alzheimer's
Mm-hmm.
and dementia. And she was showing signs of having Alzheimer's and dementia before she ended up before it hit. And when it hit her really hard because
Yeah.
before that she was forgetting stuff. She was forgetting. She forgot one of my son's names. Um, she couldn't remember my phone number. It was a lot of
Mm.
different things, and I would tell her what my phone number is, and she would tell me I was wrong. I'm like, that's my phone number. I know my phone number.
Yeah.
No, it's not your number. I'm like, okay, grandma. So I'm like, and then I remember calling my mom. I said, something's wrong. She's not like her usual self. And then, like I said, she ended up coming down with dementia and Alzheimer's, and she ended up having to go in the hospital for a few weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then ultimately in the care of her daughter, which she's a retired nurse. So she basically stayed with her for maybe about 3.5, 4 months, and then she passed away
Mm-hmm.
a little bit before Christmas. Yeah, she passed away a little bit before Christmas. So right on the time, that's supposed to be one of the happiest days of the year.
Yeah.
She passed away, and I remember I saw her on FaceTime. They would FaceTime me because they were
Mm-hmm.
in another city.
Yeah.
I would see her. I'm like, man, I don't even look like her. And then here I am, day after day, week after week, just checking my phone to see if that phone call is gonna come. And then it finally came one night, and they told me, she was gone. And I felt like the life left me, man.
Mm.
Like my heart dropped
Yeah.
right then and there. Um, and my family, my wife, and my kids, they immediately just surrounded me, like right in that moment, because I couldn't think, I couldn't speak. It was
Yeah.
just like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to figure out how to process this. And I was like that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I would sit in this very room in a chair and just kind of just stare out my window. Like, I cannot believe this. I can't believe she's gone. So I would
Mm.
often go to her house. I would drive to her house, knowing she ain't there, just keep going over there. And the Lord spoke to me. I remember like it was yesterday. He spoke to me. I was right up the road. I was about to get ready to turn um, on the street that would take me down to her side of town because we didn't
Mm-hmm.
live on the same side of town. He said, I got you. And the Bible verse came to mind that God gives a peace that man can't understand, that surpasses all understanding,
Mm-hmm.
is what he said. And then when he said that, like I just started just bawling like a baby, man. Like, wow. Like he just immediately let me know, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Don't think that you got to sit up here and deal with this by yourself. Don't think that I'm not here. Don't think that this pain is gonna take you out. I got you.
Man, yes. And I feel like that's what a lot of people miss is they like a lot of people feel like they don't have nobody in their corner, but they always forget the man upstairs. And it definitely, it definitely hurts. It definitely hurt. Like if it's people that's close to me, it definitely hurts my heart because it's like, bro, sis, y'all got somebody in your corner.
Hmm.
It might not be, he might not be a physical human being that can like you can call on. I mean, technically you can call on him,
Yeah.
but like he's not there. He might not be there to wrap his arms around you, tell you it's gonna be okay. But you see him everywhere. It don't matter what it's in. You could be praying to him. He's there. You could be driving down the road and just see something that reminds you. He's there. And I feel like a lot of people really forget that.
People people, it's either people forget it or they've never even
They experienced it. Yeah.
considered it
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
considered them, because we got to remember, like, everybody doesn't believe in God. There's that there, which I just do not see how a person can go through life like that. Like I just can't.
Yeah.
But I know for me, I've I've believed in God ever since I was a little boy. Nobody forced it on me. No one tried to convince me. I just knew that there was more than this life, and everything didn't just appear here. So I just
Mm-hmm.
I just knew it. And as I aged, that became more apparent as I began to mature. And then when I actually got a relationship with the Lord, when I was 26 years old, is when I started taking my walk seriously with
Mm-hmm.
God. He just revealed so much to me that it's impossible for me to. I can't even unbelieve it, man. I just
Nah, I
no
mean,
matter, you know.
he's done way too much in our lives to forget him. And I mean, I know that's easier said than done, but you know,
Yeah. Even if I'm not, even because I'm not gonna lie to you, man, I ain't always happy with the Lord.
oh, I don't think anybody is.
Okay, I mean, I'll be
I don't
having some
think
problems. I'm like, God,
he's like,
you know,
you want to talk to
really,
him like your friend, like, bro, come on, man.
right, right, and then you easily remember, like, oh, I'm sorry.
I'm like, silly of me for trying to trust. I went the wrong way.
Yeah, but even when you upset, you just can't undo it, and that's actually in the scriptures. Like once you taste and seen, there ain't no turning
Ain't
back.
no turning back. Whether
There's
no matter
none.
how hard you try, there's none.
Right. So I feel like God has been like a huge, huge part. My family and God that helped me get through that. My wife,
Mm-hmm.
who's always been supportive when it comes to like when I lost my grandfather. I remember the day I lost him. I said I wasn't gonna sit up and talk about everybody I lost, but I'll mention him because that's his wife and she's his um husband. He's her
Mm-hmm.
husband.
Yeah.
The day he died, he died in the hospital of a brain aneurysm. And me and my wife, we weren't married at that time because he was 18 when I died.
Mm-hmm.
We were together, let's see, May, June, July, August, 7 months. 7 months into our relationship, we were together. And I remember we went outside and then, she was hugging me and stuff like that. And then she said, I'll never leave you. She said, I'll never leave your side. And I, that didn't really it didn't dawn on me then and I didn't process it. I just thought that maybe that's just a nice gesture to tell somebody during their
Yeah.
time of
And
pain and
comforting.
need.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But here, 20 years later, she never left. So
Right.
she really meant that. She had this stone look in her face that she still has today when
Yeah.
she'll say something like that.
Man, look,
But
God puts people in your lives for a reason.
yes, and the same thing. When I lost my grandmother, she was there. My kids, they didn't, they understood, but they were like a little bit younger than they are now,
Mm-hmm.
and but yeah, they were just there, and I had other people in my life too. I didn't have any pressure at work. I took time off for me, the funeral and all that other stuff. But I gotta say that if it wasn't for God and it wasn't for my family, I don't know how I would have got through that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't because at that point she was just a very very important person in my life
Yes.
that I felt like I said this and it got taken the wrong way by another family member of mine's. I gotta be careful what I say because I don't know who's watching. So um, I said that I don't feel like anybody will love me unconditionally like she did ever again. Outside of
Mm-hmm.
my wife,
Yeah.
outside her, because my wife will lay her life down for me, and I would do the same for her.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got out, some family members got upset about it and stuff like that when I said that, and I actually meant it because my grandmother is. She's just so selfless. That generation was just different. Yeah, can y'all agree?
Yes.
Like, she was in her 80s. That generation was so different than the generations that we see today. Like, they didn't my grandmother
Yes.
didn't complain about nothing.
Mine neither.
She
Neither.
never whined or complained about anything. She just did it because that was what you did.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So when she died, I was like, God dang, that was like devastating.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know how everybody else is. Like in my family, I know how they are. And then not anything like her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's what I was thinking about. I was like, man, but you know, my Crafty, if y'all don't know, my wife is here in the chat. There she is there, Crafty. She always tells me, like, stop worrying about, you know, what you can't control
Mm-hmm.
and just focus on the family that you've created.
Yep.
And me focusing on that is a great coping mechanism for me too, because my family, they keep me busy. And I talk to you all the time about the kids and
Yeah.
and her and stuff like that. So I definitely needed them, just like that promo said, we need people
Mm-hmm.
to be able to heal. So I want to I'm gonna ask a question, and chat, y'all can intervene as well.
Yes.
How how do you know that you're healed? How do you know? What are some characteristics of a person that's just, I'm good, I'm healed? And I'm not just saying like just saying I'm okay just to say it, but just like, nah, I'm really good
Yeah.
now.
I think the main thing is how they carry themselves after that. You know, because you can't really say, the happier they seem, because some people may look happy on the outside, but they might still be hurting on the inside. So you can't really
Mm-hmm.
say. I mean, you can say that, but you really can't say that. It's kind of one of those D&D moments.
Yes.
Um, but I feel like it's really how the person carries themselves after that process. You know, they may be their old self. They may be happy, they may be giddy, they may be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're just willing to drop anything that they're doing at the moment to help. Um, but I think it's one of those things. It's really hard. Oh, I'm gonna pose this question to you. Do you think it's hard to tell if somebody's healed?
Depends on who it is. Depends on the personality. Um, I don't think it's hard if you know somebody
Mm-hmm.
well. I don't think it's hard. If you don't know somebody that well, then yeah, because you haven't been around them enough to really get a feel for their vibe and their
Mm-hmm.
characteristics and personality and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Um, but I do agree with you when you say, the way you'll know is how they're acting. But also, I think one big indicator that a person is healed is when they can talk about it
And
openly
not get triggered
and
again.
and not get triggered and not feel some type of way and not let it emotionally sabotage them.
Mm-hmm.
Because most people that are not over things or not healed, they don't like to talk about it because
Right.
that's like reliving it over in their head
Right.
again.
It's basically putting it under a rock and just leaving it there.
Yes. Yeah. So I feel like once the person can get to that point of talking about it, then they're there. Um, but then again, now my
I,
gears are
I
really
was I
turning
was
right
I was
now.
finna I was finna play devil's advocate at
You
that
know where
moment
I'm
because
going.
it.
You probably know where I'm going with
Yeah.
this.
Uh-huh. Some
Our
people don't
friend,
mind. Yeah, they don't mind talking
uh,
about it, but they're still not healed from it.
yeah, Bear talks about this all the time, and he still. I feel like a part of him has to be okay in order to talk about it because when we did our podcast, he said for a long time he didn't trust anybody. He couldn't trust anybody. So he didn't even trust his mom earlier on. He didn't trust nobody. So it took him some time to be able to even let those walls down.
Mm-hmm.
Which leads me to believe that healing has to be a process. And for some people under certain circumstances, that process can be very slow. And that's okay. You
Totally
know?
okay.
It could be in phases. Like I'm healed of part one, which is letting down my walls. I'm healed of part two, which is I can let people in. I'm in the process of part three, coping with growing older and not being able to talk to my father or call my father. That part right there still hurts me,
Mm-hmm.
and again, what he went through is devastating, devastating. So,
Yeah.
depending on what it is, it's like, I mean, breakups, for instance, usually, I guess, like you've been in a relationship for a couple of years and then something happens and then you two just break up. Of course, it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to feel that pain for a little while. Um, and then somebody else comes into the picture at some point. Um, Sometimes that can help. Then there's other times that's a bad idea too, because you're not completely over the last person,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're involved with somebody else trying to get your mind off of that person, and that doesn't always turn out well either.
Yeah.
Because it's just not a good idea. So yeah, I mean, I guess how you can tell somebody's healed is whether or not they're able to talk about it openly. Does it not bother them? Um, how they're acting, stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I know our brother. He's still dealing with that. You know, we can kind of tell recently. He's been kind of to himself. But one thing he did this year, he told us that that was going to happen. He
Yeah.
told that's how much he cares, though. He said, I'm going to. There's going to probably be a time period where I'm kind of, you
Gonna
know,
go
to
ghost.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying. I remember him saying that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, hey, whatever you got to do, and I think that's another thing. Like sometimes you just need that
That
time
space.
out,
Yeah.
that space, and so you can just heal and let whatever ways you're utilizing, heal you from what it is you're going through. Um, but I just think that as we age and we go through life, we're gonna be hit. We're gonna take hits here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I could tell you an instance where I got hurt doing in streaming. So, you know this story, I'm sure. I had and for those of you who don't know, I do got my own YouTube. I got a YouTube channel. Got my own Twitch channel too, and Bearded Legend Gaming here as well. If y'all want to give us a follow, um, Bearded Legend Gaming. I think that's all one word. And Initial Speaks. That's my channel there. In case y'all want to drop us a follow if you don't already. But long story short, I bring that up because on my channel, like I have moderators, just like we have moderators here.
Mm-hmm.
And moderators are a very important part to a streamer's channel. Very important. Um, you trust that person. You trust that person to keep your chat clear, to keep your chat safe, and they'll troll you here and there. If you ain't got nobody else to talk to, your mods are gonna be there
Mm-hmm.
for you to talk to. So I had a mod who I had met a couple years ago, and we just became real cool. And she was very attentive. She took what she did seriously, and I trusted her. Like I did. Like I really trusted her. And at some point, I to this day, I'm still kind of puzzled. Honestly, like I don't know what happened. Um, I don't know whether it was miscommunication or was there something I said or did or maybe nothing at all, and somebody just had a change of heart for whatever reason. I just know that this
Mm-hmm.
person had some things going on their own personal channel, and I learned that it wasn't just me. As time went on, and she decided to just stop being the mod, and we just kind of just went our separate ways. With really no closure or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that bothers me right there. When there's no closure, man, you just leave the door open. Like at least tell somebody like what you did wrong or what happened or whatever the case
Right.
may be. So like
Right.
let this be a lesson learned. That's how I can improve. But that hurt me. It did. It wasn't like devastating or nothing like that, but it hurt
Mm-hmm.
because like, dang man, like when you think you know somebody and then that happens, yeah, that bothers me because
Yeah.
I do wear my heart on my sleeves. And when I say I care or I love or anything of that nature with somebody, I really mean that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't purposely try to hurt people.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't want to hurt nobody. If I could go through my life without hurting anybody, I would. I would. So that happened, and the, that I think time actually did heal that wound. I think that was more of a scratch.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's a scratch, it'll heal over time. We ain't talking about like
Mm-hmm.
a deep cut by a knife. That was like a scratch.
Yeah.
So some time went by, and I eventually got over it. So that's just a little minor example.
Yeah. Trolling me. Oh, Carlos. No, you don't troll at all. What are you talking about?
Of course you
Oh.
don't.
Yeah. Well, we're actually pretty close to ending here. Yo, Just with the follow. We appreciate you, sis. Welcome in. How we doing?
Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks
Hope
for
all
pulling
is
up on us
well.
thanks for pulling up
I
on us.
don't,
Yeah,
I don't know if I
we
can do the
got some.
heart. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I got you.
Hey,
I got you.
you did it. You did
Gold
it.
star for Bearded. Woo.
um,
Oh.
we'll leave the floor, I guess, the last 10 minutes here for anybody out there that that wants to share their stories about past experiences you may have had and how you healed from them, or
Yeah.
if you're going through something now and you're in need of healing or you're in the process of healing, we would love to hear that too. And again, if you don't want to put it in the chat, you can DM us as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring something up that you had mentioned earlier in our messages about interacting with the chat
Mm.
here.
Mm-hmm.
So we were thinking of broadening the experience of the Two Bearded Guys podcast with those of you out there who watch and tune in. We love y'all so much. Again, thank y'all for y'all support. We want to have a more intimate feeling with y'all, a more deeper connection, and we want to try to make it to where y'all don't just type in the chat, but you can actually like call in live and talk. Like we would love that. We would love to like take I don't know X amount of callers per
Yeah.
night. The podcast is probably going to be a lot longer, which is okay with me because it's on a good night for me to like stay up late. So,
Yeah.
but we want to do that. I don't know when, but maybe like sometime in the beginning of the year. We're gonna work on it. We're gonna talk about it because I know it was your idea, right?
Mm. Yeah. I something something about it just like initially I said it makes it a little bit more intimate. Um, and we have we have a lot of people in the chat that that type in the chat that comment on
Yeah.
things that we discuss, and apologies to us because we never catch it because we're so deep into our talk, that we never go back and read the comments. So definitely apologies
Yeah.
to that. But we feel like something like tonight.
Yeah.
If we would have did this episode later on in the year, this would have been one of the great episodes that we could have used a call in feature, where
Yeah.
you can call in. We drop the link, you call in, you tell us about your experience. We talk about it, maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes, tops. 'Cause I feel like being able to express yourself verbally instead of just typing it, um, definitely can be a little bit more intimate. You know what I'm saying? Because like me and D, Flash and Bear, we talk every day, all day, every day, and that is really what has helped us become more closer of a group. And we were just four brothers that met each other on Twitch. We didn't know each other from the man in the moon,
Right.
but the fact that we met each other in each other's streams and then we formed that connection through video games and anime and wrestling and all other type of stuff,
Yeah.
that's what's kept us going for these past 4 years now.
Almost.
Almost 4 years, yeah.
Almost. That's crazy too.
Yes.
Because this is like it's so the likelihood. All right, we can switch gears a little bit to like streamer stuff. The likelihood of you staying connected with somebody that you meet during this right here is very low.
Mm-hmm.
Very low. There's so many people that I've met when I first started that I don't even know where they are anymore.
Yeah.
I don't. And some of them people were people I would chat with in the chat and stuff like that. But I think the difference was we didn't just leave it in the chat. Because some people that's all you don't never hear from some of these people unless it's in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
We chat, we would talk, whether it's on the phone, whether it's on Discord, texting, whatever the case may be, and ultimately meeting up several times. Me
Yep.
and Beard, we'd have met several times. And
Stand up been to
speaking
my
of meeting
wedding.
up, look, yes, yeah, I went to his wedding. My whole family went to his wedding. That's big. That is major. And speaking of meeting up, DreamCon 20. Look, all right. So let me tell y'all something. Remember how Terrible Gaming had that set up at DreamCon?
Mm-hmm.
We got to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We got to come with it because we taking everybody with us. We want y'all to experience DreamCon 2025 alongside us. So it's gonna be so much fun.
It's
So
gonna be
much
a
fun. I can't
blast.
wait.
It's gonna be an absolute blast. And even on that streamer topic, I'll even throw Just in there as well. I met Just here on Twitch. We became really good friends, and me and Just are like that brother sister relationship. Like me and her might not talk all the time, but like when we talk, we just it's like we never stop talking. You know,
Yeah.
so um, and that's what it's all about, man. Just making connections. That's one thing that we both say in our communities. It's all about connections. It ain't just about, oh, I follow you, you follow me, you support me, I
Yeah.
support you type thing. It's all
Yeah.
about connections, man. It's
Yeah.
nothing better than it.
Yeah. You got to get away from that following stuff that follow for follow support, that support for, the streamer
Yeah,
Twitter conversations and stuff
but that's for
like that.
another conversation.
Yeah, we're not gonna dig into that, but let's just say that that ain't us. Like that ain't us at
Yeah.
all. Like I'm very happy, with the friendships, we've created over the
Yes.
last couple of years.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show that, you ain't got to be like in the same city or the same state to
Mm-hmm.
make it happen. We definitely make it happen. It feels like you're closer than you really are,
Mm-hmm.
when you're intentional about your friendships out there. And like we said in the beginning of this podcast, we have all gone through things that hurt us, and we've brought it to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of us, like some of those things. I'm not gonna, get into any of that stuff because that's the brotherhood right there. That we keep
G14
that on lock right
classified.
there. We keep that on lock. So, like I said, I've been through it. You have, and Flash and Bear, they've been through it too. So, and I think the beautiful thing about that is that we have that bond and that trust. Like, what you say stays here.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, because that is a part of the healing process too. Being able to find people that you can trust, which is
That's it.
why a lot of people go to therapy.
I was just
A
about to say that. Yep.
therapist, yeah, a therapist by law cannot tell your business
Yep.
to anyone. Therapists are there. All they're there for, they can't give advice, but all they can really do is listen and give perspective.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember that correctly, they can't exactly like tell you what to do,
Yeah.
but they can give perspective
Yep.
and let you get it out. Because I think the big part about it is just
Mm-hmm.
talking about it. And if you can't talk about what's bothering you or what hurts you, you're never gonna heal.
This is gonna get worse.
It'll get worse if you're turning to drugs, if you're turning to alcohol, if you're turning to anything like that outside of like trying to like talk about the problem. It's never gonna heal.
Mm-hmm.
And if your wound doesn't heal, it turns into an infection. And if it turns into an infection, it could get septic and get deep down in your heart and just harden your heart.
Yeah.
And I've seen it happen, unfortunately, to some people, to where they used to smile, now they never smile. They used to laugh, now they don't laugh no more.
Mm-hmm.
Or they used to joke all the time, and not everything is like doom and gloom.
Yep.
Like their world has been flipped upside down because of an experience that they've had, and they've allowed it to like seep into their subconscious and change the person that they are.
Yep.
But that's what happens when you don't heal.
Yes. Be a Tigger. Don't be a Eeyore. Best way to put it.
Okay.
It's the best way to put it.
That is an elementary way of putting it. We'll definitely take that. Sometimes you have to talk to folks like that. So, therapists can help. Therapists can help give you the tools to help and cope with your problems. It is up to you to use them to work on yourself.
That part.
Yes. Yes. All right. So this is completely off topic. So at my church, they have a program called Pastor to Pastor.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is, it's a program, it's an outreach for burnt out pastors.
Okay.
Pastors who are tired,
Mm-hmm.
pastors who may have fallen into some sort of moral decline, or they just feel just burning out.
Yeah.
And I remember I was listening to my pastor. They got a podcast, him and his father, and he was saying the other day, he was like, we're here to help. Um, we can give you the tools that you need. We can put you in the environment and all this other type of stuff, but you
Have
have
to
to
do the
take
work.
those tools and take the initiative and make the phone call and let us know you got work to do.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's just like MLM here says the therapist can give you the tools, but you got to use them.
Mm-hmm.
You have to use them. So ultimately healing really is up to the individual, regardless of who comes into your life.
Agreed. Yep.
So, I mean, I think that's a good dot right there.
Yep.
Period. To the end of this podcast.
Period. Boy. Point blank.
Man, this was good, man.
This was a really good one. This is
Yes,
definitely a
it
really
was.
good
I
one.
mean, every podcast is great, but I feel like this one was just it was good. And just so y'all know, we ain't got no notes. Everything that you saw here came off the dome. Everything. I don't have a single note in front of me. I don't think you do either. We like to have notes, but I feel like when it's relatable, if it's something relatable, you don't need notes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need it. But if it's a subject that we're not that educated on, and maybe there's some things we don't want to leave out, then notes might be necessary. What good are the tools if you let them sit in nothing, man? Just might
Mm,
as well
mm,
sell them.
mm. Right.
Might as well sell them, man. So, any last words tonight, brother? You want to close us out? Anything going on that we should know about?
Um. So charity stream is still going on, guys. I'll be live Friday. Lord's will. We just started a series with Kingdom Hearts 3, which is one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts games.
I saw you playing that last night. How
Um,
far? How far did you get?
I just made it to Twilight Town, and I think I'm about to
Oh, you're
leave
not
and go to.
you're
Yeah,
not
I
that
like
far
I.
into it.
Yeah, we just started it Monday, so
Okay,
we
okay.
finished up Olympus yesterday, and then we just made it to Twilight Town, and I think we're about to leave out and go to because I think the next one would be Rapunzel's
I
world.
think
I
so. I
think
think so.
because I've played it before, but I never beat it, and like I said, it's one of my favorite games, so um, I wanted to play
Haven't
it.
beaten it either.
Yeah.
I need to beat it. I want to play it with my kids. The last time I played it was with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Um, maybe I think I'll probably do that next week. Like when I'm off, that'll be something good for us to do together.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be live Friday around. Honestly, I'm gonna try to go a little bit early because I know those cutscenes take up most of the time, and I don't want to skip them. But just be on the lookout on social media. I'll definitely let y'all know when I'm going live, or I might just, hey, I'm going live. Let's go. Um,
Right, right.
but yeah, we'll be doing the charity until the end of the month. Obviously, won't be streaming Thanksgiving. Possibly won't be streaming Black Friday, but we'll see how it goes. We've already hit our goal of 500, but if we raise 1,000, then I will be getting pied in the face. So that's always a fun incentive for everybody. Um, but I do want to thank everybody, whether y'all have donated or not, and y'all just popped in. I definitely appreciate y'all because y'all know with me and type 1 diabetes being roommates, and you know, just the fact that you guys are coming out and supporting and trying to help, make it more aware to other people in your community definitely means a lot. It's not only to me but the entire type 1 community for sure. Um, but I mean, other than that, that's all I really got. Um, I know you mentioned earlier, his birthday is coming up, guys. So y'all make sure y'all remember Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
I know, right?
Now,
I,
just yours is Spaghetti Tuesday, but that's neither here nor there. Just remember, Tuesday is this man's birthday.
I had to put it out there. I haven't. I'm not really one to put my birthday out there. It's my birthday. I just not want to do it, but I will definitely put out some stuff over the next couple of days on all across the platforms. Just to let people know that I might be going live that day. It may be an extended stream too. It just might be. Because again, the kids will not be here. It'll just be me and Crafty. Um, I told her all I really wanted to do was just hang out with her all day,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we're gonna do. We're probably
Yeah,
gonna have some brunch and whatever else she has planned, and then I might come home and just boot up the stream.
yeah,
It'll probably be like in the evening time, more than likely. So, but yeah. Other than that, I don't have anything. If you're interested in, most of my content is on TikTok and YouTube. So, I'm on YouTube at Initial Speaks,
Mm-hmm.
and also Growing in Godliness. Those are two channels right there that are growing at a pretty decent rate. And I'm also on TikTok too at Initial Speaks. If you're interested in following me, Twitch is not exactly my main focus. So, you looking for me to go live, the likelihood of you seeing me will be in those other places. So,
Yeah.
but you can catch this man over here on Twitch, and this is his stomping grounds, of course.
Yep. For right now, that is. But anyway, chat. We appreciate y'all's comments. We appreciate y'all being here for the support. With the recent follows, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We do plan on being live next week. I
Yep.
know D said he's gonna be out next week, so you know we may keep it on Wednesday. I
I'm
know
fine
that's
with
the
that.
yeah. I mean, I know it's the day before Thanksgiving. People might be traveling, but I think
Somebody's gonna be home.
yeah, somebody, and I know some of y'all might, even while y'all driving, y'all might have it up on the radio, on
Yeah.
the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So we may just go ahead and keep it on Wednesdays. I mean, heck, we may be able to do it a little bit earlier than normal. Just kind of depends, but we'll keep y'all updated. But
Yeah.
without further ado, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing rolling. We can't raid nobody yet, cause we're still trying to hit affiliate. So definitely tell your friends, your family, your dog, your ex. I don't know, whoever you want to tell. Just tell them
That's
come on
somebody.
over. But we're gonna hit this outro video, which is technically our intro video, and then we're gonna go ahead and end tonight. So again, thank y'all so much. We love y'all to death. Y'all have a great evening. Stay safe out there. Be safe tomorrow. Bearded out.
Peace.
God your Father, man.